All right, welcome back to the Run.down post-game show here on the Strickland YouTube channel, the Strickland Twitter, and if you're watching this and listening to this today after Strickland Podcast Network, I am Sam. I am joined by Tyrese. The Knicks win 139 to 125 over the Toronto Raptors. A bludgeoning that the final score does not really fully encapsulate. But before we get into all of that, BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA and college basketball, NHL to UFC, head to BetOnline today and don't forget to use promo code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline. The game starts here. All right, so the Knicks win 139 to 125 behind two 30 balls from one Karl Anthony Towns and one OG Anunoby. I will start with, and I think we should start with OG Anunoby because in the last post game, people were asking me, was I concerned with OG's recent slump? And I looked back through all his box scores the last couple games, and I was like, it actually is kind of concerning. You know, the three ball hasn't really been falling as we expected to. And then lo and behold, the game after, here he is, 31 points on 4 of 6 from three and 13 of 15 from the field, and including hitting his first 11 shots. So that kind of puts to bed a lot of the concerns that folks had about the shooting slump. He is back to the OG that we saw for a majority of the season before, you know, this recent, I want to say like 7 or 8 game stretch, whatever it has been. But it's very encouraging to see him, you know, get back to these scoring ways. Like it's able to help this team get off to these starts against these opponents, and you know, have these type of games where, you know, we can kind of be at ease for most of the night, and it just shows the full offensive capabilities of this unit. And you know, it was able to let Jalen Brunson take a back seat offensively in a way. But yeah, Tyrese, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was a strong game from the entire team, I want to say, especially OG. Yeah, I think a lot of people were worried about his kind of dip in production, especially with the shooting and the fact that he's like wearing the elbow tape again. So there's like concerns of maybe his elbow's flaring up, maybe he might need a day of rest or so. But he played brilliantly. He looked automatic. A lot of high percentage finishes around the basket. He was able to get up and finish through traffic. He just had a really strong game. Not much more you can say about it. It was hyper efficient. I think he made his first 12 shots. I think it might have been 11 or 12. And yeah, that was a performance. One of the best performances of his career, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, continuing to show what he's able to do on the offensive end and defensively. He only had one steal, but I mean, it felt like the Knicks as a whole were just all over the place on defense in a good way, in terms of like causing turnovers and hustling for plays and stuff like that. So that was really good. Moving on to Karl Anthony Towns, he also had 31 points tonight, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. Was really diamond tonight. 11-15 from the field. Just continuing to be that great presence inside for us, as well as being able to space the floor. He's capitalizing off of people cutting, finding them, passing guys open. So that's always encouraging to see. And I mean, you know, what more can we say about Karl Anthony Towns continuing this double-double streak? I mean, I think he surpassed Ewing for like most consecutive double-doubles. I think Ewing had like 17. And Cat just got 18 straight double-doubles. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, he's just on another level right now.
He's been incredible. He's been a lot better than the chemistry disruptor in Minnesota. Just the fouls are stupid tonight, but part of it was like he was absolutely triple-double hunting in the fourth quarter, which is hilarious. Yeah, he's He had a great game, hyper efficient. Got it done all over the court. He didn't take too many threes, but it was still productive. He still made one. Yeah, man, like he played incredibly well. Best big in the East, one of the three best bigs in the league.
Make sure you guys vote All-Star.
Oh yeah, that too. Vote for All Star. The Knicks deserve 2 starters. Yeah, man, just great.
Yeah, I mean, what more can you say about? And like the differences are so much more stark now when you look at what's going on in Minnesota. I think they just lost again.
To the Hawks.
This time to the Hawks. I mean, Julius Randle started off this game brutally. He was like 0 for 5 in like the first quarter, had like 3 turnovers, whatever it may be. But you see such a difference in the way he, like the way things have to be on the court for him to thrive versus how things are for Anthony Towns here. And yeah, I've tweeted this several times now. It looks like it looks like Randall's like reverted to like this 2019, 2020 form of himself, which is like very jarring to see after what we saw from him in New York. So yeah, you just see the stark differences between what Anthony Towns brings versus what he brings, and yeah.
Yeah, the Julius Randle thing is wild because it's just like it's not nearly as bad as it was in like 2019-20. Like he's still efficient. It's just he's such a mood killer. Like
yeah, the vibes just are not strong. I mean, they're a team that went to the Western Conference Finals last year, and it seemed like everyone really liked Cat. And yeah, that's just what it is.
Yeah, it just seems like him and Rudy don't get along. The lapses on defense are noticeable. Yeah, it's just not a good offensive environment right now.
And defensively, I mean that was their whole identity last year, and then you see what he brings to that side of the ball as well. So
and then it's like you also have Miles Reed on the bench, and it's like imagine like Obi Toppin for like 21, 22, but like significantly better. So that's another situation where it's like you already had the best replacement. Yeah, I just all right.
yeah, they're like speed running the Julius Randle experience that we all had to endure.
Yeah, not my problem no more. I'm free. I'm liberated. Aside from the Emancipation Proclamation and the abolishment of Jim Crow, this is legitimately the most free I felt being a Knicks fan. So, yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Back to the Knicks box score. My phone's about to die. Holy shit. Give me 1 second, folks. Cam Payne. Let's talk about him off the bench tonight. Providing that spark that we also thoroughly enjoy. He had 19 points off the bench tonight, 7 of 10 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3. Just was able to come in, disrupt things, especially on defense. And well, not on defense necessarily. I mean, he did do his thing, but he was able to capitalize off of the Knicks defense and lead to transition opportunities, especially those pull-up threes that we all enjoy, which give us the Emmanuel Quickley vibes. Shout out to Emmanuel Quickley, who's recovering from his elbow issue. Ever since he went to Toronto, I don't know what the hell happened to him. But yeah. Anyways, what was I saying? Cam Payne. Yes, Cam Payne. 19 points off the bench. Pull-up threes. Just all the stuff that we enjoy. The heat check threes, the momentum threes. He's just great player off the bench that thankfully is back on track, because it felt like the last couple games he wasn't able to provide that spark off the bench. And I feel like when he is able to do that, that is when the Knicks are able to like really open things up. So yeah.
Yeah, I think Campaign has been a huge shot in the arm for this team. He's been pretty efficient, pretty effective in his minutes as well. Um, he's just been good, man. Like he plays with the right amount of energy most nights. I feel like defensively he's not the best, but he tries and he gives a shit, which makes him like look a lot better defensively than he maybe is. And I think that's huge for the Knicks. Yeah, man, he took a lot of high quality shots. I think that 2 for 1 for the first quarter was like huge and like establishing the lead and letting us keep the lead. Yeah, I can't say more about Campaign. I argue he's probably the best minimum. He's probably the best vet signing this offseason, which again shows the Knicks are hitting on the margins. I think he's been better than Tyus Jones. I mean, Tyus Jones is whatever. He's starting, he has more volume, but like I think he's been a little better. But yeah, can't complain. Cannot complain. Actually, the Tyus Jones is really good. Never mind. But yeah, great games from Campaign.
Yeah. Deuce McBride was also able to provide a spark off the bench, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Was active on both ends as he usually is, and was able, and he looked confident, pulling those hitting those pull-up threes. That's something that we kind of noticed for a little bit, that he was like pump faking on threes and stuff like that. And tonight he was really kind of just like pulling with confidence. And that's like what you really want to see him do. Because again, him and Campaign, when they're both like rolling, that's when we're really that's when we're really able to like beat the shit out of teams. And it gives Jalen Brunson like these nice like pockets of rest. Like he played 32 minutes tonight. And he could have played even less if like the team like kept things at a reasonable margin in that fourth quarter. But yeah, I mean, when those two are rolling, it's very easy to get Jalen Brunson these minutes of rest. Josh Hart only played 30 minutes. Like this is like the ideal kind of like minutes load, except for Mikal Bridges still playing like over 40 minutes in a blowout somehow. But I mean, this is like the ideal like minutes load that you kind of want to see. And, maybe as Shamit starts to get more acclimated and, continues to recover from his shoulder injury, he'll maybe start to soak up some more minutes on the wing as well. So we'll see. But I mean, like, it was just great that, like, Deuce and Campaign were able to just like really keep things afloat. I mean, there was like a stretch in like the second quarter, I think, where Brunson was on the bench for like maybe like 5 or 6 minutes straight, and like the team was just floating. Like they were able
It was
to do
longer
whatever they
than
wanted.
that.
So.
I think it might have been like around 10. Like
yeah, like it was a significant stretch of basketball where the Knicks were just like flowing, and like Campaign and Deuce were able to just do their thing, and we were just like, all right, like I guess we can just chill tonight. Like Jalen Brunson doesn't have to go ham. He only has 12 points and 7 assists tonight, and he was 4 for 13. He was still trying to get his, of course, but it didn't really matter that he wasn't able to an extent. Like he just didn't have it tonight, and that was fine. And yeah,
not my captain. Not my captain. My captain doesn't go fucking 4 from 8 the free throw line. That was so damn embarrassing. Like, what are you doing, man? I mean, like, sometimes you don't got it, but like, god damn, it was like he missed the first 2 free throws, and I was like, ugh. This would be one of those nights, you could tell. But I mean, he was able to salvage it somewhat in the second half. I think he might have went. I can double check real quickly. Yeah, he went 4 for 7 in the second half, so like it wasn't too bad. But yeah, that first half was abysmal.
Yeah. Is there anyone else to talk about? I mean, Precious played okay tonight. 5 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, a block. Just was out there and effective.
I never want to see him play off. Like, if he could just play defense solely, that would make me so happy. Because if I have to watch him take another layup or take any shot under the basket that isn't a dunk, I'm actually going to fucking gouge my eyes out.
He was all right tonight. I mean, as most of us probably observed, like when he got subbed out for Hart, that's when like that bench when the bench guys came in, that's when they were really starting. That's when they were really able to start rolling. When Hart came in for Precious, just because like Hart, even though he's not the most like salient threat from three, he's still respected enough that it opens up things offensively for the team. And yeah,
Yeah, I thought. I think Hart has stayed the lead with the shooter, which has helped his offensive game a ton. But yeah, like, just getting back to Precious, like I mean, he tries, but like God, like the offense is just so rough when he's on the court, and like they like barely lost his minutes, so I'm not going to make it like a significant knock on him, but uh, uh, but I mean they won, so whatever. Also, what the hell? The Raptors took 37 free throws.
yeah, it didn't actually feel like that.
I maybe probably just like wrapped up towards the end, but like holy shit, Jacoby Walter had 10 free throws.
Didn't feel like it.
Why is Jacoby Walter getting 10 free throws? That's the problem. That's the problem.
Ooh, can this Clippers game go to overtime?
Are you trying to live bet?
I already did. I'm just like making sure like this game goes to overtime so that way it can hit. But anyways, another cup. But yeah. What were we saying? Oh, the Raptors free throws. Yeah, that was bizarre. Yeah.
So for people who don't know, Sam is drinking wine. He is what 4 cups deep?
I'm chilling.
No, he's not.
I'm chilling.
Yeah, when Sam says he's chilling, he's not chilling. Sam, yeah, when he starts laughing like that, yeah. When he starts moving like a Dominican from the Bronx, yeah.
All right.
He's having.
But yeah, let's get to some comments. Chris Bernhardt says here, Scotty Barnes wears pool goggles. You're not cream, bro. Scotty was like moving tonight. He was moving so weird tonight. Like I know he got his numbers and all, but like he was moving like so awkward. Like I think he came back too fast from the ankle injury. But hey, I'm not a doctor, so like I can't fully judge him. But I mean, based on what I saw, he looked very stiff and like he looked uncomfortable at times. But he made it through the game, so I guess he's fine.
I don't know. He's playing fine, but like the 3-point shot have just fucking disappeared. He doesn't look like he has his legs under him, even though like he had a good night inside the arc. He still looks like
he took a lot of mid-range shots.
Yeah, like he looks
like he wasn't driving and shit.
He looks really gimpy. And it was like a lot of tough shot making that like got contested really well, and he still made it. So I mean I think they said like he's still forcing it and he's still probably hurt. So the fact that he's like playing even though he's hurt, it's weird. Like I don't understand why he would be doing that. You're not getting all NBA, bro. I promise. So I don't know. That was weird, but sorry. Yeah. I mean, it's just really tough shot making. You know, like, you didn't have like a bad game, but like good shot making.
Yeah. Ace Bouchard, hot take. I don't think IQ is saving this Raptors team. Well, IQ has to get on the basketball court first. So there's that.
IQ can save the basketball team by getting everybody baptized, and that's kind of it. That's the only saving IQ is capable of doing this team. All right. Jesus saves, IQ just gets them there.
But yeah, I mean IQ sucks to see that he's like not able to like actually play. Like he used to be so healthy when he was on the Knicks, and like he went to the Raptors, and I don't know what happened, but
whatever OG got.
It's in the Toronto locker room. So
Toronto medical facility. All that free healthcare, y'all can't keep y'all players healthy. That's crazy. I have also been drinking.
Oh, people were in here early. Ace Bouchard is 120 with 10 minutes to go is crazy. Yeah, the Knicks offense is like something that we haven't really seen before, at least for Knicks fans. Like, this is something new for us. And I think, we're still mentally grasping it. But yeah, I mean, this Knicks team, when it's clicking, it's fun. They're able to go on these like crazy runs, like those runs in the fourth and third. I mean, not the fourth, the second and third quarter, where they were able to really blow things open. And yeah, it can get really fun. It can be dominant, and that's when the games are, they can actually get kind of boring too, because it's like, damn, we're just watching this team like beat the shit out of this other team, and it's like, but it's fun because like I can turn my brain off for these games, and I can indulge in cups of wine and stuff like that, and not care. But yeah, so shout out to the Knicks for getting shit done. Hopefully Christmas can be the same, because I'm trying to sleep, especially during that Celtics versus Sixers game. So
I know. Shout out to the NBA for like the night game. I don't care about, and the Celtics Sixers game. I don't care about. Is that the 5 o'clock one or the 2:31?
I don't mind the late games. That Celtics game,
that's the midday one. Ooh.
That's the midday game, and I'll be taking a nap during that game, so that way the rest of my night is just
This might be the worst Christmas slate in a long time.
I feel like they were worse.
No, but it's like Mavericks and Timberwolves. The Timberwolves with all their bad vibes and shit. The Sixers are skeleton squad. The Lakers and Warriors that's the unction, and Nuggets and Suns. Legitimately, nobody wants to watch those teams. Like,
it'll make for something exciting, no defense basketball.
God.
It's good for parlays, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, like legitimately, this is just like live betting. This is for the degenerates, because there's no way you're watching this with family. No, nobody's gonna be like, oh yo, you know what I want to watch on Christmas Day? Julius Randle in the middle of a temper tantrum.
Yeah, no one really wants to see that. Jojo Liddy says, shaking my damn head. RJ goes for 23, 6 and 6. Can't believe the Knicks traded this future all-star for comment retracted. I see what you did there. Mm-hmm. Vote for OG for all-star, folks.
I mean, at this point, you might get it because the rest of the East is fucking hurt.
And they're bad too. It's not like that. Right.
I don't know if we've done it on the pod yet, but like,
who would be the East All-Stars?
So I thought about it, and I'm like, this is nasty.
Well, there's a lot of guys that are basically dead.
Yeah,
there are a lot of guys that are like, they're not mid, but they're like, their teams aren't good enough to like really. And we can do that. We can do that at the end of the stream. Pull up the ballots and see who makes up each spot. But yeah, Jordan Bub, Cat tonight. Only Giannis and Jokic have more 30-10 games this season. MVP candidate right there. MVP candidate.
How special, man. What a guy.
MVP candidate. Let's see what else we got here. Jordan Bub. Shout out to Jordan Bub. He's always in here giving us some stats. Karl Anthony Towns tonight, 31 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 73% from the field. Highly efficient. Highly efficient. We love that around here. And tied for his most assists as a Knick. It felt like tonight he was also like kind of like looking for the
triple double.
Mm-hmm.
By the third quarter, they were trolling.
Third and like early fourth.
Cat was just trying to whip it across his head to Precious. There was like a play where like
he tried to force it to Precious like 3 times on like one single possession.
Yeah, and he like got the rebound and he was like, "Go score!" And he was absolutely trying to get a triple double. And Precious smoked 3 layups in a row.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson fouled out tonight?
Yeah, he did.
What? It didn't even feel like it.
Because he barely showed up today.
He's ready for Christmas Eve tomorrow. That's what he's ready for. Because there's no games tomorrow, so all the NBA players there, I think they're just all looking forward to tomorrow.
Nope, no games.
Yep.
That's so nasty.
Just
Like,
gonna
come
put on some
on.
Christmas movies and chill. Because apparently NBA doesn't want folks to make money tomorrow, but it's all good.
About to be playing Marvel's Rivals. Mad as hell because I have to fucking play Marvel's Rivals instead of watching games.
Yep. Jordan Bub most games of 30 plus points and 10 plus rebounds through 29 games as a Knicks player. Karl Anthony Towns 8, Amari Stoudemire 8 in 2010 to 2011. Willie Knowles 7, 1960 to 61, and Bob McAdoo in the 1977-78 season.
I mean,
good company.
It confirms what I think a lot of people do, which is like this is the best big Knicks have had to doing. Aside from a half season of Amari Stoudemire.
Pretty much.
He's been efficient. He's been effective. He's been better than you could hope for, and now they're able to get a quality defense with him being the anchor of it.
Yeah, I think. What has their defense ranking been? Like,
I think they're 14th right now. After
14th, and like over the last like couple of games, not even last couple of games, over the last like month or so, they've been like, yeah. So I mean, like you see, it's like trending upward. It's going to continue to trending upward if they continue to do what they've been doing. So yeah.
Yeah, like weirdly enough, like they've been a defensive team the last month. Like the offense has been good, but it hasn't like been elite. This is like the first game they have like elite offense. Yeah, they have been mostly a defensive team, which I think going on the stretch, I don't think people would have expected that. But it speaks to the versatility that this team has in spite of its composition. Yeah, like you're looking at games like the Hawks game that they lost. They still were a defensive team. You're looking at like the NBA Cup game. Like they have been making their money like holding teams to under 110 or 100 and winning that way. So it's good to see that they can hit 140 when they need to, and they can also win it scrappy and dirty. But it's like it hasn't been scrappy and dirty in the way that we're used to from like the Knicks from the last few years. It's been like they're still meticulous. They're just having to create high efficiency shots, and they're getting it up out of the mud in a different way.
No, for sure. It's definitely a different identity of a team, and I think they're still finding it along the way as well. Let's see here. Of course, more stats from Jordan Bub. Most Knicks double-doubles through 29 games of a season. Willis Reed, 25 in the 67-68 season. Cat, 25 in this year. Willis Reed, 22 in the 1969-70 season. And Willis Reed again in the 1970-71 season.
Yeah, that's right. The best fucking big to wear a number in the 30s for the Knicks. I don't see that other fraud on top of these lists. That's all I'm saying.
Patrick Ewing?
I don't see him.
All right.
No, I don't see him. I don't know, man.
All right. Last Knicks to score 30 plus points and shoot 86% in the game. OG Anunoby, 24-25. John Starks in 93-94, Ewing in 89-90, and Bernard King in 83-84.
Did he really have to go up to 86% specifically? That's so nasty. Just do 85. I mean, I guess you gotta sell it. I don't know. Whatever you can put OG Anunoby in the conversation with Patrick Ewing or Bernard King, you should do it. So you know what? I can't even hate.
Judah Benshar says it's hilarious that people want a player with a 54% true shooting and volume numbers on the garbage that a team has jumped to all-star level or something. Tyrese's boy.
My what?
Your boy.
Yeah. Listen. Y'all was telling me, oh, we can't trade him. We can't trade him. Oh, we gotta extend him. We gotta keep him. And I was saying he was garbage as soon as he took the court. All right, 5 years later, I'm standing on business, and I was right. Okay, I don't care how many numbers he puts up. I don't care how many times he scores. I don't care how many triple doubles he drops now. So all of a sudden, he figured out how.
I do if I bet on them.
Okay, whatever. Unless I have parlays or money attached to it, I don't care what he does. And at the end of the day, he's still ass. Overpaid Canadian ass.
Alrighty. Hey. I leave my thoughts for the timeline where I can let the jokes fly more freely. So Knicks tape. Our guy Luca says that the whole rotation is shooting near 60 true shooting now. Ethical hoops.
The only one is Mikhail because Mikhail hates free throws.
Shout out to Mikal, been playing really well in December. We didn't really talk about him that much to start today's stream. I mean, he had
14 on 5 and 10.
Yeah, nothing crazy, but he wasn't like as dismal as he was in like games versus like the Hornets earlier this year. And I mean, on the season now, he's like what, up to like 17.5 points per game. So like he's finding like that middle ground of that Nets self and his Phoenix self on both ends of the court. And that's been very encouraging to see this last month. And you're hoping that, it just carries over the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm just happy that he isn't completely ass anymore. Because it was looking scary for a bit. Yeah, he's been fine. He's been serviceable. The defense has come mostly back. I want to say he's like 75, 80%. I do wish he was a little bit more physical against Scotty Barnes, but I mean, he forced him into tough shots. And Mikhail's never going to play physical. He just kind of uses his length in order to disrupt and create havoc. But yeah, I think he's been playing good basketball. I think he's been in a good groove, especially with his shooting. I would like to see him take more free throws. I know I'm asking for a lot.
You're asking him to start driving and taking contact in the paint.
It's like I almost think the fact that the spacing is so good hurts his ability to get into the paint because it's like he's just cutting it and he's such high percentage shots, but it's also like, dude, I promise
he doesn't have to do as much as he did on the Nets because this team is good. So yeah.
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Jordan Bubb says the Knicks are on a 4-game winning streak. I think this is their longest tie for their longest winning streak this year. He says their next 5 games are against the Spurs on Christmas, at Orlando on Monday. Then we play Washington twice, then Utah. Do we go clean sweep?
Hell no, you know this team. We're going to lose one of those fucking Washington games, and it's gonna piss me off.
No, it's gonna be the Orlando game.
Nah.
Orlando's been playing teams too tough. We barely escaped out of there last time, thanks to a Jalen Brunson barrage in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but Mo Wagner had 30, and he's done for the season.
Yeah, until Cole Anthony and Trevlin Queen decide to put up a 50 spot together.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about Trevlin Queen.
I'm telling you, they just have like literally dudes just like spawning in their lineup and like giving them quality minutes. Like they had Trevlin Queen pop up recently, and he gave them like 18 points today, and they beat the Celtics, who were only missing like Jason Tatum. Yeah.
All right, dog. All right.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to play us hard. They are going to give us a challenge. Like I am not sleeping on that matchup.
Tristan
Da Silva, Trevlin Queen, Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony.
They just spawned fucking 2K players, and they
just spawn in light skinned guys that are just able to like shoot the ball.
They just every single year they just got a bunch of light skinned guys who like have creator player names and who are like 6'6" and above.
But hey, I think Orlando, they're gonna give us a tough matchup. I mean, I wouldn't count out Washington either. I mean, they gave OKC a tough matchup for 3.5 quarters. But that depends if Jordan Poole decides to actually like show up and play basketball, because he can be up and down. But I mean, I think those 2 games are going to be, or those 3 games could be interesting. Well, one of the Washington games will definitely be a blowout for sure, I think.
We'll get one blowout and one close game.
Yes, for sure. And the Orlando game, I am not sleeping on Orlando. Those random light skins that keep spawning on their team keep pooping. So, yeah. Unless Jalen Suggs decides to rage quit again, then I'm all for it. But he rage quit. He rage quit
too. Oh,
yeah, and we're in their crib again. Like, you know they're gonna get the benefit of the whistle, all that shit. So it's gonna be an ugly ass game.
Well, if we don't lose on Christmas, I don't think we'll lose on Christmas. But if we don't lose on Christmas, then you know what? I think they probably might lose it against Utah.
Utah at the crib. I mean, Utah be playing teams tough. They played Cleveland tough today. A lot of bad teams, like they're not like pushover bad teams. Like in years past, like where like you'd be like, oh man, we could just beat the shit out of this team. But like a lot of these bad teams, they'll like give you a fight for like 45 minutes or so.
Yeah,
it's annoying, but
they won't clean sweep. I know that, but they're not going to clean sweep because
they won't. This team is too inconsistent still. They haven't cleaned up those inconsistencies. So until they do, then we can be confident enough to be like, you know what, this week clean sweep for the Knicks. But until then, they're gonna give us a loss. It's gonna make some of the fans on Twitter go down a downward spiral for like 48 hours or so. So
it will make me go down a downward spiral.
Right. Brent asks, how many teams do we think will be represented in the All-Star game for the East? Or I think in general, I think he's asking. I feel like there's a chance all top 4 East teams get 2. I mean, if you're looking at it right now in the standings, Cleveland definitely probably gets 2. It's probably Donovan and maybe Garland or Mobley.
Yeah, it's got to be Mobley because there's no way Garland's going to get it over the rest of the guards in the East.
True. Depends. I mean, depending on how we go through this. Boston, they'll get Tatum and Brown. I don't think they get anybody else. The Knicks will get Cat and Brunson.
Yeah.
Orlando, they're missing their 2 All-Stars that would have been. So it would have been Franz and Paolo, but they're not. It's so weird how they're still up here in the top 4. Like, what the fuck?
The Bucks will get Dame and Giannis.
Miami, do they get anybody?
Hell no.
No. Atlanta maybe gets Trae Young?
Yeah, they'll get Trae Young.
As a backup?
He doesn't deserve because he's shooting sub 40% from the field. Trae Young getting an All-Star nod is going to be legitimately the worst All-Star nod I can remember. Because like even with Paolo,
it's based off name at this point.
It's based off volume, dude. He's shooting like shit.
Yeah,
like, he's had a bad year, but it's not like he's going to be an All-Star.
Pacers, they probably get Siakam, right?
I don't know, dude.
Let me look at Siakam's.
He's had good numbers, but like, I don't know if he makes it because he wasn't making it when he had better like numbers on the Raptors.
True. I'm looking at Pascal's numbers right now just to be sure.
Like he might make it just because the East is weak as shit. But like,
he's at 20%. He's at 20 points per game on like 52% from the field.
I'm not kidding.
42% from 3.
I'm not kidding. Vooch has a better chance of making it than Siakam.
Maybe.
Dude, Vooch has been going insane.
Siakam, he's at 27 and 3 on 52% from the field and 42% from 3. I could see Siakam getting it.
I think Vooch gets it. Vooch is like
Cade probably gets in, right?
Oh, Cade's gonna get for sure.
Cade's in for sure.
Cade gets the LaMelo spot because LaMelo hasn't played forever.
Maxey gets in. Probably.
Sure?
Probably, maybe based off name. I'm telling you, you underestimate these coaches, man. They will vote off guys both based on name. I don't really see who else gets it. I mean, how many guys is that? I mean, that's 2, 4, 6, 8 from like the top 5 teams in the East.
Trey is 9.
Trey is 9.
Let's say one of Pacers and Bulls, so that's 10. Cade is 11, and then Max is 12.
Yeah. I think that's it right there. It's a weak team, but it's going to be the East. Like, it's what's expected.
Maxey's been shit too.
He has been. I have him in fantasy. I regret picking him because he's been so ass.
But he's averaging 25, 5, and 4. So like he probably just gets in based on volume.
He's getting in.
Yeah.
In a just world, OG Anunoby gets in, but we don't live in it.
This is legitimately going to be the nastiest All-Star ballot in forever.
And if
you have a bunch of like dudes who are just like having the worst seasons of their career, but they're putting up numbers, so they're just going to get it. Like, deadass, like Jalen Johnson has like legit shot to get it.
And if you go to the West, OKC.
The West is a bloodbath.
OKC gets how many?
2.
Who are the 2? Shea and J-Dub?
I think they get J-Dub.
Shea and J-Dub. All right, Houston. How many do they get?
None.
That's going to be interesting. A top 2 team in the West that doesn't have an all-star?
They're not good.
I know they're horrid offensively. I mean, I saw them.
Sengun's their best player, and Sengun's averaging like 19. It's like, no, not good enough.
Coaches are gonna vote him in Coach is gonna vote him in based off the fact that they are a top 2 team in the West. They are going to respect that. Coaches are gonna respect that.
Coaches are voting in Sengun, bro.
They're voting him in as a reserve. I promise you, they are.
No, they won't. Because they didn't vote in Sabonis last year, and Sabonis was better than Sengun. I can't see it happening.
I'm telling you, they're gonna vote him in. What were the Kings last year? Were they second in the West?
They were second in the what? They were second in the West. That was 2 years ago, but like still, like
exactly. I'm telling you, second in the West means a lot to. They're
not even second in the West.
Houston?
They're like what, 3rd or something?
Nah, they're second, bro.
All the way back up to second?
Yes.
Wait, did fucking Memphis win?
No.
Oh my God.
They lost.
Oh my God.
And Houston beat the shit out of the Hornets today. Yeah, I'm telling you, Sengun is gonna get it in just based off the fact that they're top 2.
I don't.
Memphis will get Ja and
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Maybe in Jaren Jackson Jr. Dallas will get Luka and Kyrie.
Yeah, so you have. I'm just going to the list.
Denver will just get Jokic.
Yes.
Lakers will probably get AD and LeBron.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why you can't put Sengun in.
Golden State gets
Curry
alone. Phoenix gets. Does Phoenix get 2? Even as they're at the 9 seed?
I don't think Katie. Oh, no, shit. No, Katie has to get them. Katie's going to get voted in. What am I saying?
Yeah. So it's going to come down to Booker or whatever.
Are they going to get
Wemby is automatic. He's auto in.
Shit, I've been voted for him. Wemby's in again.
Yeah, Wemby's auto in. And it's damn, it's tough. It's it's I think Sengun's going to get in because it's easier for front court players.
No, it's not. The front court of the West is loaded. So right now
it's Jokic, AD,
LeBron. There's
LeBron,
and then you have,
and then it's Wemby.
That's 4.
But I feel like it'd be easier for Sengun to get in over there's so many guards, unless you're just gonna fill up the roster with a bunch of guards.
I gotta think about it
because it's Shea, J-Dub.
Yeah,
and then Luka, Kyrie, Ja,
5,
Steph,
6,
Book, Ant, Fox. It's a lot of guards.
Fox.
I know, but it's a lot of guards though.
All I'm saying is if you're looking at the front court right now, you have Jokic, LeBron, AD, KD, Wemby, and Jaron Jackson Jr. That's 6.
I feel like they just put Sengun in just because top
So
2 in the West. But I wouldn't care regardless. But I just feel like I just feel like I know how the coaches are. They're weird like that.
I don't think
because they've done weird shit in the past with like.
I think he's getting snubbed because Jaron Jackson Jr. is putting up numbers.
I don't know. I just feel like the coaches are weird like that.
I would be shocked.
I would. NBA coaches have never shocked me with their decisions because they have made some of the most confusing decisions in the past for All-Star reserves. So I wouldn't be shocked.
Also,
I think there was a year that like we thought that Brunson should have been a reserve, I think, and like they picked somebody else over him. Like his first year here, I think.
Yeah, they picked DeMar DeRozan and Drew Holiday.
Yeah, exactly. So they've done stupid stuff before. Like this is not above them. Tyrese, you hold the coaches to a higher standard than they should.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't think the league respects the Rockets.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think they're gonna give Memphis 2.
We'll see.
Okay, the only way Memphis, the only way Sengun gets in is if they don't put J-Dub in. That's kind of where I'm at. So if J-Dub doesn't make it, then like, shit, then it's like Book, Fox, like. I think those 5 front court spots are locks right now, dude.
I don't disagree there, but I'm saying the coaches, they have been weird in the past, and they will continue to be weird until they're not. So,
like, if he gets in, more power to him. But I don't think he's gonna get in.
I mean, I don't want to see a player like Sengun in there. I mean, like,
I'm not watching the All-Star game for Sengun.
Yeah, I'm not trying to watch like post-ups and like. I know this is gonna be like. It's going to sound like basketball hate. Oh, you don't love the sport, Sam. It's like, no, I don't want to see post-ups in my All-Star game, okay? Especially with this new weird-ass format where they're doing, like, 4 teams of, like, 8 or whatever it is. Like,
it's so whack that, like, we could actually get 2 starters this year, and now we're not going to have starters.
And it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Stupid-ass league.
Like, we don't get every time. Like, CBA changing right before shit was about to get good for us. Now the All-Star format's changing. Right, we're about to get 2 starters. Like, come on, bro. Come on.
League just doesn't want to see us shine. Jordan Bubb, he says, life comes at you fast. One day you're in the conference finals. The next day you're either at or below 500. Hello, Indiana Pacers and Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, we kind of knew with the Pacers, we were like, this is not real. Like everyone knew it wasn't real. It was very much like the Hawks that year. And everyone knew like the Hawks weren't real. And look at the Hawks now. They still haven't been back to the conference finals since then. Pacers still will not get back to the conference finals for a very long time. So, yeah.
Fuck
them. Ace Richard says it finally makes sense. Tyrese has experienced Stockholm syndrome when Randall was a Knick. Oh man. Ace Richard also says, let's be honest, Cam has been better than IQ ever was for the Knicks.
Facts.
I don't have the wherewithal.
Tell IQ do it on a top 3 seed.
I don't have the wherewithal to argue it right now.
Tell IQ do it on a top 3 seed. Tell IQ win a 6th man of the year. Can't even do that.
Well, that is because of that is because of racist Boston media.
Oh my god!
Who convinced many people that Malcolm Brogdon should have been it, and then they immediately traded him right after.
Oh, that was the nastiest.
Hashtag this league.
If they're gonna get another one too, that's the worst part. It's either gonna be DeAndre Hunter or Peyton Pritchard. This is not my league, man. This is why the ratings keep going down.
Hashtag this league. Despite the win, Thibs rude. The 37 free throws awarded to the Raptors. So I want to see where the gray area is on the marginal contact. Funny guy. But yeah, I didn't even realize that they had that many free throws. Like,
it felt like garbage time.
Maybe.
Like, I want to check. It felt just like a ton of garbage time free throws. Yeah, they took 22 free throws in the fourth quarter. Yeah, it didn't matter. And the Knicks took 3. So that kind of shows you like where the disparity happened. The game was over by then.
Yeah. HB Greg says OG is so humble to tie, but not break the consecutive shot record. He didn't want the attention. Shout out to OG Ananobi, who has been killing it this year. Feels very much paid. Not over, not under, just paid. That's a good way to put it.
He hit his first 12.
He first 11. He missed the 12.
He hit his first 12.
He missed the 12.
Okay, he had 2 in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
He had 4 in the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 6 to 8. Did he? Wait,
he missed the one. He missed the one to break it. And then they asked him about it in the post game, and they were like, "Why'd you smile after you missed it?"
Yeah, 11. Sorry, he tied it. Cool. That's okay.
HP Greg asks, "What happened to my bet of the day?" I could have stopped that. It's NBA is a sport now where it is much more viable to bet at halftime or midway through the third quarter. That is how I hit some of my biggest bets this year. Any bet that you see me win on the timeline has most likely been a halftime or a third quarter bet. It is very, very hard to, like, even when you think you have the right prediction, something will happen. Like, players will leave the game for the most stupidest reasons. You'll have guys like leaving like the game because like they stubbed their toe or something, and it's like, all right, man. So I like to wait till halftime to make my bets and like just see how a team is like or a player is flowing. And I feel like that's just much more beneficial to myself. And if I'm gonna give out advice to anybody either, which was partially what my bet of the day was. I mean, if you want a bet of the day for the Christmas Day game for the Knicks, I mean, just like literally take anything Wemby. Like he's been playing insane. Like he had like 7 blocks in like 10 minutes today or something like that in the game today. Like he's been insane. I don't know. Like I said, I bet at halftime, so I just keep it safer that way. And even then, I still get screwed on bets. But it's. I feel like I'm playing at a much closer to an advantage than a disadvantage when I'm playing it at halftime rather than starting from the beginning of the game. But yeah, anything Wemby. I mean, take his blocks, take his assists, take his threes. He's been shooting the shit out of the ball, taking a lot of threes. He's been blocking a lot of shots. So, yeah. Jordan Bubb, 2024 season leaders through the first 2 months of the 5 major stat categories. 32 points per game, 32.7 points per game, Giannis. 14 rebounds per game, Karl Towns. 12.2 assists per game from Trey. 3 steals a game from Dyson, and almost 4 blocks a game from Wemby. Man, I put a parlay in beginning of the season. I was on Part Strickland Schwinn. I put in a parlay. Jalen Johnson, most improved player, John Morant MVP, and Victor DPOY. 2 out of those 3 legs are looking really good right now. Like, I'm like so mad I didn't redo the bet again and like put somebody else for like a different award, like Peyton Pritchard for like 6th man of the year or some shit like that. Like that would have been like the best like parlay ever for futures because like that shit is looking so good right now. But I do have a single like bet on Jalen Johnson, so hope he keeps it up.
I think he's probably running away with that right now.
Yeah, him and Peyton Pritchard, they're running away with their awards. Wemby's running away with DPOY at this point. That would have been the parlay to get me some money right there. So
yeah, I actually wonder about 6th man of the year odds right now. I feel like DeAndre Hunter is in a good spot.
Peyton Pritchard's a heavy favorite right now. Like
what the hell?
Heavy favorite.
How is he that heavy a favorite?
Heavy. He had like this blazing start to the season where he was just like killing it, like with like 20-point games off the bench.
I know, but DeAndre Hunter is averaging 4 more points than he is.
Yeah, I know, but I think DeAndre Hunter missed a good chunk of the beginning of the season too,
Oh my,
and I think that matters because
yeah, he missed.
also when it comes down to the end of the season, I think a certain amount of games, a certain amount of minutes. Remember with Dante DiVincenzo, he didn't even
No,
qualify, even though he played 81 games, but he like some of the games he didn't play enough minutes too. So that shit matters too when you're making these bets. Remember the minutes rules, guys. Remember the minutes rules. That shit matters. Dante got screwed out of being in consideration for sixth man of the year because
no,
of
it's
injury.
for most improved.
It was for most improved.
Yeah, 6 man of the year doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, it was for most improved.
Yeah, minutes don't matter for 6 man of the year.
You're right. But yeah, regardless, minutes matter for most of these awards except for sixth man, I think.
6 man and rookie of the year.
Yeah. Jalen Johnson's like not the favorite, but like he's like right behind Tyler Hero, who I don't know. I don't know how is he most improved player when he already won sixth man of the fucking year like a couple years ago. Like how much more did he improve? He just got more minutes as a starter. Like he's literally doing the same shit he was doing as sixth man of the year.
I hate NBA media, bro. This is, oh my god, that's so stupid.
Kenny Atkinson, heavy favorite coach of the year so far. Wow.
Yeah, I figured.
Jamal Mosley should be. I mean, he's like he's fourth in odds, so that's not too bad, but it's not a bad bet. I mean, he's like he beat the Celtics with like Trevelyan Queen and shit. Like that's gotta count for something. Let's see. What else do we have here? Eastern Trust is a lot of mid in the West in terms of the All-Stars. Or at least the teams, maybe.
There's just a lot of mid in the All-Star game, which is like surprising.
And Jason Aravalo says All-Star picks are not usually always logical picks. Yeah.
We will see. I still don't think it happens. If it does happen, I will call me, but I'm not convinced.
I'm telling you, man, that 1 year where Brunson should have made any that ingrained in me that like, all right, the coach is just not gonna be logical ever, and I can't even count on them to do the basic shit. Like it was such an easy pick for Brunson to be All-Star that year, and like bizarre.
They just didn't want to give us two, so we were like a fifth seed.
Which was stupid because it was like, all right, you gave like they gave other teams too that weren't like worse than us.
I remember like during the COVID year they gave Tatum and Brown both All-Star, even though they were like the 7th seed, and it's just like, all right, dude.
And it's like they have their favorites, obviously. So, Ace says, why is Josh Hart not getting more buzz for MIP?
He's old.
It's not. Well, partially because he's old and like he just doesn't put up flashy numbers. Like most improved players also like taking like a huge numbers jump.
Yeah, he just is more efficient.
Like if Josh Hart was like averaging like 19 points per game and like 8 rebounds and like 5 assists on the percentages he's shooting now, like he would definitely get a lot more noise for MIP, but he is currently at plus 10,000 in the odds for that. So, hey, if you think that he should be getting more buzz, you can put your investment right there, and yeah. But yeah, Knicks play next on Christmas versus the Spurs. I think that game will definitely be an exciting game. The Spurs are a much improved team this year, and they definitely I mean, I think the NBA is just like really leaning onto the fact that like last year's game in San Antonio was like that dramatic. Granted, the teams have the Knicks have drastically changed since then. But yeah, I think that game will be very exciting. It'll probably be one of the better games, if not the best game of the whole slate tomorrow. Not tomorrow on Christmas, but yeah. All right. Make sure you guys check out All the links we have in the description. Get links to the site, merch, Patreon, Twitter, and Instagram. Make sure you also check us out on Blue Sky as well. We will be back on Christmas. Everyone enjoy your Christmas Eve, especially if you're doing some last minute shopping. Good luck to you. I will not be one of those people because the parlays are not hidden. But yeah, everyone enjoy the rest of your night. Peace out.